Now, I come to the end of our program, sir. I have a last question from you. If you could do a crystal ball grazing. A lot of people we keep hearing this a lot. The Chinese society is in turmoil. Their economy is in a tailspin. Their medical systems have more or less collapsed. And the West has really started a big time war with them in terms of supply chain logistics. They're looking at alternatives. And then the Chinese, the Japanese, Taiwanese, Koreans are all trying their best to, de-link or at least reduce their dependence on China. Given all these things, and Xi Jinping's third term being a dictator, do you realistically see that China is likely to balkanize anytime soon, maybe 10, 20, 30 years from now? A lot of people, in fact, I've seen a lot of reports which said that probably Xinjiang would break up, Tibet would break up, and Mongolia would break up, and Manchuria will break up, and whatnot. So is there any credibility to these reports, or do you think there is some substance in what they're trying to say? Being the world's second most powerful economy and country, do you think that is even possible, at least in the foreseeable future? Last ingredient in that is the demographic decline. They seem to be losing people like nobody's business. The workforce seems to be going down. So given all these parameters, how do you see the future of CCP and the future of China, maybe a few decades from now?
Well, it is very hard to predict on this. My view is that it is a little bit complicated, because there is an economic theory which suggests that, and they contrast that with the Soviet Union. This suggests that if the market economy has spread in any area of the world, it is difficult to break that market. Well, this is only a theory. Soviet Union didn't had a market. It was a command economy, centralized 5-year planning system, Stalinist model, and distribution consumption patterns became problematic. We heard about those long queues for bread and potatoes and whatever in the then Soviet Union. In contrast, China is a business magnet. Market economy has spread, but under the Communist Party rule, leadership. And so it would be, if this theory is correct, that the market economy spread results in market unity rather than disintegration, then China may not break up. If this theory is wrong, then there is a likelihood of at least a greater China emerging. Greater China means Guangdong, Zhejiang, Shanghai, Taiwan, Hong Kong, Macau, that greater region. So that is a possibility. If why should Guangdong, which has 20 times the per capita income, be with Gansu province or Ningxia province, which has a per capita income of $1,000 compared to some $35,000 in Shenzhen. So there is also a likelihood of internal conflict in China in the coming future, because they would not like to be subsidizing these poorer regions. So there is a likelihood of, although all this is under the control of the Communist Party, so it would be hard to visualize a scenario where you have a breakup. However, it also is the agent structure problem. If the Uyghurs are active, if the Tibetans are active, if the Taiwanese are active, nobody can stop them, right? History shows if the people are united, there is no way you can stop them. So this is another Mongolians, the Manchus. So there is actually it's a futuristic issue. I mean, nobody predicted that China's economy will go down this way as so far, although there are some fundamental things which are robust in China. The manufacturing sector is 40% GDP. So unlike in India, which is about 20-24%, because manufacturing generates a lot of jobs. So this is an asset for China. Secondly, they are now graduating to high-tech manufacturing as part of the Made in China 2025. So there is some restructuring as part of the 14th five-year plan in China. So it is not clear which direction that China is heading, whether in a disintegrative way or a self-sufficient manner with de-globalization, but intact and expanding in the economic domain, technological domain. So this is a second possibility that one can also visualize. A third one is, of course, a mix of all these disturbances continuing while economic growth rates also continuing. For example, even if the Chinese grow at 2.4% last year, for an economy of 19 trillion, 2% would mean several hundred billions of dollars added. So that is quite a big plus point for China, even if it is declining. The minuses are, as you mentioned, the demographic problems. The average age of Chinese is 36 years. The average age of Indians is 26 years. So the demographic change, aging of the population is a problematic for China. The other problems are China doesn't have many resources, water, uranium, energy. These are all China has to depend on the American hegemony. If US-China decoupling happens intensely, if these 70,000 American companies are shifting from China, which is a big if, then we are likely to see some cataclysmic events, like what we saw with the Soviet Union. If that kind of a conflict increases between US and China, we probably will see situation or scenarios like Soviet disintegration. So that is where the pragmatic leadership in China is aware of, and they make big compromises with the US, like Putin did with Europe on gas, Nord Stream 1 and others. So it is likely that this high-level politics could influence the China-US relations. As you mentioned, there is the Biden administration soft corner for the Chinese in terms of trade and others. So very many scenarios. It's a bit complex. The kind of jigsaw puzzle that may emerge is quite complex.
Well, wonderfully analyzed, sir. Thank you so much. It's been scholarly, erudite analysis that you gave from every angle possible, and of course, the interest is emerging economy like Bharat. We don't want impediments or challenges being thrown at us from a very aggressive and roguish, regime from China. So that's the whole idea, and I'm sure your understanding of China helps our viewers understand where we come from and what are the challenges ahead of us. Thank you so much, sir. Viewers, it has been a wonderful session with Srikanth ji. As you can see, he has really given a complete top-down of Chinese Communist Party, its economy, its politics, and its influence in major spheres that affect our interests as well. I hope all of you have a lot of takeaways from this. Please do share your views, comment, share this video extensively so that our understanding of China grows much more than our so-called understanding of Pakistan. We are so Pakistan focused, we really don't care for what's happening on our bigger challenge of China. So Srikanth ji has really helped us understand it from a very, very significant point of view in terms of many aspects he has spoken about. So we request you to kindly share this video, like, subscribe, and comment, and then encourage a nationalistic channel like Nationalist Hub. Thank you. Thank you so much. Namaste.